Today, I'm going to be making chocolate caramel pecan bars. This is a picture of them. These are from the Woodland Creek Cookbook. This is salted caramel recipes. This cookbook was sent to us from Georgianne, so thank you, Georgianne. These are actually put out by Publishers Clearinghouse, these recipes. So I'm going to tell you what you need first. You need lots of butter. 4 sticks of butter or 2 cups, and you're going to divide it. So I have 2 sticks and 2 sticks. And then you need half a cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg, 2 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, 2/3 cup packed brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of light corn syrup, which is in the bottom there, it's kind of hard to see, 2 1/2 cups of coarsely chopped pecans, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You want to preheat your oven to 375, and you want to spray. It says a 15 by 10 inch jelly roll pan with nonstick cooking spray. Well, I don't own a jelly roll pan, a 15 by 10 inch pan, but I do have a big like lasagna pan, which is a lot of you all I know have lasagna pans. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm also going to use parchment paper so I can lift these out at the end and cut them properly at the end. I don't want to have to spray my pan and dig in. So if you have parchment paper, I like to use parchment paper. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our 1 cup of butter and our sugar in the mixer. And we're going to beat this until it is light and fluffy. Now we're going to beat in our egg until blended. Add the flour, and we're gonna just beat it just until it is blended. Now that dough that we just made, you pour that into your prepared pan and push it into the bottom. And I'm probably going to use my hands for this, my fingers for this part. We are going to bake this for 20 minutes. Make sure you remove any clips you put on there. Bake it for 20 minutes until it is light brown. While our base is baking for 20 minutes, in a saucepan, you want to take your remaining butter and brown sugar and corn syrup, and you want to bring this to a boil over medium heat, stirring frequently. This is boiling, and I'm going to let it boil for 2 minutes and not stir it at all. And then just be ready with your salt and your pecans, because at the end of 2 minutes, I'm going to take it off the heat and I'm going to quickly stir in my salt and pecans. Now you want to take that mixture and pour it over your base. Once you spread it out, it's going to go back in the oven for another 20 minutes. And then after that 20 minutes, just be ready to have your chocolate chips on hand, because we're going to immediately add those to the top. Just came out of the oven. You can probably see it and hear it sizzling. You want to take your chocolate chips and immediately sprinkle them evenly over the top, because you want to be able to get some chocolate in every single bite. And then you also want to just very gently and carefully press these in to the caramel, because you don't want to burn yourself. And then we're going to leave it sitting here. I'm gonna just you could also do this with the back of a spoon. I'm going to let this sit here until it has cooled completely, and then I will cut it into bars. So the bars have been cooling for several hours, like 2 hours. So I'm going to take them out. Clean pan. And I'm going to cut them into bars. If you know me, you know I'm a very impatient person. Now, Kevin is the most patient person in the world, but I'm a very impatient person, and I have been dying to dig into these. They just smell wonderful, they look wonderful, and I just want to get a hold of them.
And I've been in a meeting, so she couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do a thing, so it kills me. But to be fair, it was probably beneficial that he's been in meetings, because that allowed time for them to cool off completely. Now, I did notice that when I was cutting them and picking them up to put them on this plate, yes, they do not have you put them in the refrigerator or the freezer to firm up that the chocolate on top. So even though the bars are completely cool, that chocolate on top is still like you couldn't set them on top of each other. It's going to make a mess.
No. Yeah. Now, given if they give it a little bit more time, or stick them in the refrigerator, I think it'd be fine. I'm gonna get this all over my face.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. We're just gonna have mustaches.
I like the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good pecan.
Mm-hmm.
A little salt. Well, get a little saltiness in there.
This recipe uses 2.5 cups of chopped pecans. I was very, very impressed with that amount, because sometimes it's like you're just getting a sprinkle of pecans. This is enough to know this is a pecan dessert.
This reminds me of the base of like the Millionaire Shortbreads and was it made similar? Crumbles. You get the crumbles with the butter and press it in the bottom.
I put it in the mixing bowl, and it became a dough.
Oh, okay. So this is more of a dough.
It was a really nice. It felt like really, really soft Play-Doh is what it felt like.
So this is dough based, whereas the other ones are more of that crumble.
This is amazing.
There's a name. One's a short crust. I don't know which one. These are very good, especially if you like pecans. The chocolate adds a little, like the pecans already have just a touch of bitterness to them anyway. That's just how they are. The chocolate adds a little bit more bitterness to them. But
they're
then
semi-sweet.
Yeah. So, but then you get the sweetness from like the other stuff. So it helps balance it out really well.
And I do get a good amount of salt.
Yes, salt.
A lot of recipes only having you add like just a little bit of salt. This is a good healthy dose, 1 full teaspoon. I think that's terrific.
I think this would be topped off when you sprinkle those chocolate chips on there. If you took some of that salt flakes and just sprinkle, not tons, just sprinkle a little bit on the top, and you could really get that texture and that flavor out. That would be really good too.
What is your favorite part of this?
The pecans are really, really good. I like that base as well.
I like the base too a lot, but the base does have 2 sticks of butter. There's 2 sticks of butter in the base, and there's 2 more sticks of butter in the yes. So I think this is an awesome dessert. There are so many ways that you could take this same base and mix it up. So like they sell butterscotch morsels, white chocolate morsels, peanut butter morsels. Instead of getting semi-sweet, if you like milk chocolate, you could do milk chocolate. If you like bittersweet, you could do bittersweet. There are so many ways. And that Yum Mallow company makes the different flavors, and cinnamon. There's just so many ways that you could make this the same way, but do it a little bit different. And if you don't like pecans, don't use pecans. Use walnuts. I like walnuts too quite a bit.
You could even do peanuts if you really want to.
You could. Peanuts would be awesome in this. The peanuts would be really
peanuts,
good.
caramel, and chocolate. I mean, that's a Snickers.
Especially if you use like cocktail peanuts, like crushed up cocktail peanuts where they're salty, and then the addition of the salt that you add, that would be perfect. I think that would make an awesome dessert.
Yeah.
These were very easy. I would make them again and again. So I hope you all try them out, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.